Indeed celebrate Mr. Governor for another height. Mr. Governor, before you today are the new traditional rulers from Ajali, Iwoku, Isuanacha, and Umwana. Mr. Governor, before now, there have been a lot of crises in most of this community, especially this poor community. Some of them have lasted for 10 years, some of them 20, some of them 30. But Mr. Governor, you came with a mission and a vision. And your directive was simple. One, Mr. Governor, you said public interest must not be compromised. Fair hearing should be given to all. Mr. Governor, when we came on board, we started applying that directive. We tried to listen to all concerns as regards the communities and issues that are bothering those communities. And when we started applying that directive and going in line with the various constitutions as stipulated, Mr. Governor, we were able to resolve those issues. And that is how these four gentlemen succeeded to be the traditional rulers of the various communities. Mr. Governor, may I also inform you that they have passed through the process from their community to the town union, from the town union to the state, and from the state to the security agencies for clearance, and they all came out successful. Mr. Governor, before you today is the Igwe of Ajali, His Royal Majesty, Eze Augustine IC 1, Eze Ohazurume Najali. Please stand up. Second is the Igwe of Iwoku, His Royal Majesty, Igwe Alexander E. Azike, Idu 3, Iwoku. Number 3, Mr. Governor, is Isuanacha, His Royal Highness, Igwe Barrister Mpora, PS, Ngili. And the fourth one is from Umwana, His Royal Highness, Igwe Kechu SC, SO4, KSM, SND number 2 of Umwana. Mr. Governor, I present to you these four traditional rulers for presentation of certificates. Thank you.
Congratulations. You've been selected or elected, and I've gone through the process. it were select one more elect. I think most all of you were popularly elected by your people to be the respective people in your communities, keen interest in accordance with your constitution and your traditional custom and tradition of your respective communities. You were so elected. That's what I've seen through the processes leading to your ascension to this throne. Cleared by security agencies, gone through the local government system, and properly presented to me now to issue the certificate of recognition. This is the last stage of it. And Anambra operates under the traditional rulers law, and we're operating strictly in accordance with that law. And therefore, those of you, the new ones, because the old ones, you are commands, you are the Igwes. And I think from today, going forward, the four of you who have respectively been issued their certificates of recognition will stand and hereby recognize under the law of Anambra State as the traditional rulers of your respective community. If any other person holds himself out, addresses himself as traditional ruler, or causes anybody else to address him as such, if anybody even addresses any such person as a traditional ruler, the person is guilty of an offense punishable with a minimum of 6 months imprisonment. And if any such happens, we will grab the person and put him behind bars. We're not going to tolerate situations where, I know, everyone will put on the in our respective communities, titles in respective communities. In each community, there is only one traditional ruler where that exists. A few communities still haven't quite, still don't have traditional rulers. But once there is a traditional ruler with this piece of paper with a certificate, unless and until that is withdrawn, any other person who parades himself or causes himself to be addressed as such is guilty of an offense under the Anambra State traditional rulers law. And that is what it is. So today, the state government under the law, and you go to the assembly to crown the law, and therefore I'm sure that's why the chairman of the Traditional Rulers Council is here. When Soludo was working the colonel of course, and I will be said. The last two, and just to emphasize, Udo, Efnanya. The last two of the five, the commando, if anything to Anema, they are good. But the respect of your role in the respective communities, Udo, Efnanya. So I want to say, use this medium to extend to you that effectively going forward, you remain the father of your respective community. And all I say to you is, be fathers. Ibolonna. What? Bolonna no. What need I make about? But the state doesn't stop you from able getting. When you put that for neighbor, I say I can make you that. So that man. But it still doesn't modify not getting there. So, and I saw in some places ever made the election on the quite keenly contested. I saw the voting, the constituent, so, and it was quite a very patriotic event. People know, not for the votes that. And the town union constitution provided for processes of election or selection of the Igwe in the respective communities. And then you have, once the Igwe is elected, it's now supposed to be the father of God with no term limit until death, But then on that, coexisting with that, you have a town union that is elected. And in most communities, you have this similar intention between the two. Because the Igwe itself becomes a product of most communities who try to study this. We found out that only in very few communities does the Igwe emerge through a process other than via the constitution of the town union. There are very few communities. All others are through the town union constitution. And that's, I see where that is. It's an issue we are going to continue to discuss. And I'm hoping that when we want to evolve through community government, rather than town union governments, that we'll be able to try to solve this and create the distinct, separate institution of the traditional ruler that is, can coexist with the town, the community governance structure without it, stepping on the other's toes. But you find in many communities, you find all manner of tensions and crises. In the town union, and I said, but I won't through their town union constitution and so on. They think that as a result, therefore, that the Igwe is answerable to them. The Igwe are answerable back, but now I have maybe yes, I came through you, but I am now the doctor. That tension will try to say what's going on in most communities, but it is the tension that we're determined to resolve and make sure that the institution of the traditional rulers maintain the dignified, exalted place that it should be, while also letting the town unions run their day-to-day affairs, as it were. But that's a work in progress. All I want to charge you today, be the fathers in your respective communities. Be the fathers in your respective communities. When we came, I think in most communities in Anambra had caretaker committees. Caretaker committees. And we made a very clear point. I understand the logic about the caretaker thing. It's politically more beneficial, to the government and power, because you select those who are your associates and make them caretaker committees. Proper town union elections. And in most places, there are communities that have never had elections for more than 20, 30 years. Factions. And when you go there Asiliana. And I think in most of those communities, relative peace is returned because it would happen to that that's not in the character of this government. We have no intention of imposing anybody, or imposing any administration on any community. It has to be the will of the people. It has to be the will of the people. And it's only in circumstances, the state will only come in, only in circumstances where it becomes impossible for the people themselves to resolve. Like when we had to intervene, we were constrained to intervene in the case of woman, where the former traditional ruler, I don't know what became of him, and I don't know what he thought that the stuff was about. Flagrant, this but the town union, constitution, which flagrant breach of everything, even with the interventions of government. Now, with anything, with the interventions of the traditional and quasi-traditional rulers, council intervened. Nobody, everybody was supposed to be, to listen to anybody. It's indispensable. No more time. It's indispensable. Or an example, but the role nobody. And once we always keep this in mind, that we are mortals, passing through a phase, and that we are best of passage. And I think that reality helps us in making sure that while we are on the stage, that we leave a mark that will be remembered. And in your respective communities, I believe this or four can award the last two, Udo, Nefunanya. Udo, Nefunanya. Only when they focus on these two to ensure Udo, Nefunanya in the respective communities. Every other thing will go. Every other thing will follow. Udo, Nefunanya. Let it be our mantra. Each day, I now watch it, I want to do so each day, wow, yeah, and when you Kudo, Nefunanya, Megan, share, nobody, and I'm sure you are. But I will not see where. I mean, they trust you. And I think for a past, somebody was reminding of both. And he came in. This man calls you. This man calls you. Just always remember. Now, the man will echo that. It will always remember. It carries with it massive responsibilities. Be the equal of everybody. And that number will be good. And for the rest of the communities, we're using this to send the same message to everyone, wherever they may be. The follow PG, the lower PG, the bully equal, the wall equal, and so on. But there's no need for this, which were totally unnecessary. So to speak, I'm sure now, when they wouldn't get educated, you said it, and then was the abogate, only meet them and council. Why, was only got out, why, I didn't know where they has now been taken over by the federal government as a federal medical center. a whole lot of things in the pipeline. And then, it's working. Well,
after a number of states. I think the governor to sort of we're all able to do other organized chief of protocol, Jabata, then come like that and play. But I come up with 20 years of it. That's what which is a connector. You don't care. Right at the name, you have to know. Like a people tell for like no their time of duty, general. And he way Bwana Chukwasi na Mwabuzi. It's a great responsibility to that. That's the important thing. Now, when you go to search what do you need? Mezuenya malu kadema. Udune Yesu budayasa. And Igwe Anambra Kanira. Naika Udo. Anambra Unit. Traditional rulers combined are straight inside Anambra. So that's our responsibility on people. Don't guide them off my Anambra. Act together, act with good will and common sense. Make it food production, no blood, but the servants. That's how you do it. I do it, can we do that? Not major foods. So, don't have one of that too. I have that local government level, zonal level, because I state level. I do, and then address the guy. This year, do you want more? It's your way to come and and actually, in particular, we have a lot of interest in Nigeria. You can do an Nigeria or and go for other municipalities. I go work for Nigeria, etc. But we also need more second address, one address. But the two one that open to serve the communities. And all of us at Anambra would say Anambra will be a better place than I can do.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Today you have been given issued the certificate of recognition by the government after having been selected by your community. What assurance are you giving in regards to what they said inside, ensuring that peace, progress, and your community continues to develop?
Communally, I know the institution I'm going into is an institution that is recognized by the whole community, and sometimes people make mistakes. Rather, some of the Igwes always say they have their community or they own their community. Rather, I say no, because an Igwe is a product of his community. Igbo has known him nna ya amụcha nwa nwa ya aka ya mana asịkwa na ndị Igbo na-ekpe ekpere si na onye ọra na-ekpe ekpere ka nwa ya aka ya na diabolical. So on that note, and say Mama ascending the throne of the Igbo of Igbo. You know our constitution very well. I promised that I will lead and rule with the provisions of the constitution. I promised in anywhere I go, I must see that peace and tranquility rule in my community. I will keep on seeing to the upliftment and the development of the said community with the help of my concerned citizens, people who love their community.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
If you are here today in this ceremony, you will hear what the governor said about the role of traditional rulers, the role of making peace, the role of playing fatherly role, and the role of being a father to everyone. The 8th Assembly has already resolved to support Mr. Governor, to work in sync with Mr. Governor and the executive. Therefore, as this is part of Mr. Governor's vision, the 8th Assembly will support it, and we're going to ensure that we support traditional rulers in their role to ensure peace and progress in their communities.
I will be the real father of everybody, notwithstanding anybody's disposition. I know there is no place there won't be conflict, but during my time, I will make sure that conflicts are grossly minimized, so that everybody will have an enabling environment to operate and make progress in accordance with his or her destiny. That is my assurance. Yes, indeed. Igwe Gidi, one of his sons. Thank you.
Augustine Ramuche Chukwude Ezujari
How do you feel managing the traditional ruler what's your plan?
I feel so happy. I feel so privileged. And I feel challenged. Because the process has just begun today. Bring peace to our community, to suit all hurting nerves, and reconcile everybody, so that there will be development. So the starting point. Thank you.
Alexander, Ejike Moore,
What are you going back to Google for the people of Ghana?
First of all, I'm going back with that happiness to the people of the good news that I have received as certificate of recognition as the traditional I'm very happy.
So, Ugu is, like we just said, an ancient kingdom with so much, it is known with so much artifacts. What are you going to do to ensure that the name of Ugu is sustained, to ensure that progress and development is...
Yes, by the social grace of God. I'm going to stand on existing protocol because we had the Idu 1, the Idu 2, now and the Idu 3, and they put a great effort to
see that those archaeological discoveries in the are well kept and all that. So I'm going to add my own at the grace of God that all those things will be showcased for the progress of people and the honor of with the help of myself, try my best.